Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. So recently I decided to buy this Parkside tool set with a cordless screwdriver as well. I think it's a really interesting set. It's in a metal case and it's got sliding drawers. So in this video we'll be taking a look at this tool set. So here is the Parkside tool set with cordless screwdriver, and it says in a sturdy metal case including lots of tools. So a nice little mini metal tool chest in a lovely green colour. It has a nice sturdy handle on the top. I'll just read what it says on the front. It says socket spanner with matte finish, laser markings to easily identify sizes, 86 piece kit, 3-year warranty. On the back of the packaging it has some illustrations of the trays that you'll find inside this box. Here's the one with the socket set, hammer, a little spanner and a tape measure. Here's one with a spirit level, Allen key set and a hacksaw. And here's the one with all the screwdriver bits, a screwdriver and then a electric screwdriver. And then in this one there's some more screwdrivers and some pliers. So now I'll remove the packaging and we can take a closer look. So here is the toolbox. Really nice colour in my opinion, lovely sort of dark green. Initial impressions, feels really well made and nice. It's got the Parkside branding on the top here and it's got this solid plastic handle riveted on with these metal fixings here, and that feels quite solid too. Overall it's quite heavy, the toolbox, because there's quite a few tools in here. So at the front we've got this nice clasp which opens like so, and that opens the top lid, and while the top lid is closed that means that these are also locked so that when you're carrying it they don't fall out, so everything is locked in position. And there's also a little ring hole here for you to add a padlock if you want. So what I'll do is now I'm just going to quickly measure the toolbox, check its dimensions. So the length is around 36 centimeters or around 14 inches. The depth is around 22 centimeters or just under 9 inches. And the height again is about 22 centimeters or just under 9 inches. Let's open up the first section of the box, the lid, and inside you've got some instructions here which talks about how to change the blade on the hacksaw and warranty stuff, things like that. And then there's like a plastic protector, and that lid reveals some tools inside the lid. Within the lid there's a tray, and then there's the sort of first tray here. So we'll take a look at this top tray first, and it's nice to see that these plastic inserts that sit inside the box, I'll just take one out. I thought they'd be flimsy, but they're actually really nice and solid, really rigid and thick and solid, so they should last quite a long time. And as you can see inside it's just metal, and there's some bits of sponge either side just to keep everything still. But really nice to see that the inserts are built to last. So now let's take a look at this top section, which has a hacksaw, an Allen key set and a spirit level. So firstly I'll say that all the inserts, all these plastic inserts are nice and rigid and well made, and they're quite tight. Some of the tools are very tight in position, especially this spirit level. It was very tight, so I've just sort of taken it out in advance to show you. But I think that's a good thing, because over time they'll wear in so that things don't fall out. So they're sort of over tight now, so all the tools stay in position. So starting off with this spirit level, nothing much to say about this. A very cheap, simple, basic little spirit level. You can use it vertically and horizontally. It's all plastic. Cheap and cheerful spirit level. You can do basic jobs with this, put up small shelves, add an electric socket to the wall and get it level, that sort of thing. So next is this small set of Allen keys, very compact. Here they are, nice tiny little set from 1.5mm up to 6mm. So not all of the useful sizes, some bigger ones would be great, but a very small compact little set. And again, not a lot to say about this, quite basic and simple. These don't have the rounded ends on them like a lot of the modern ones do. These are just the standard type. And next up we've got the hacksaw and some spare blades. Spare blades, there is 1, 2, 3. Here is the hacksaw, so not a bad little hacksaw actually. The handle looks plastic, but there's metal running through it, so the whole body is metal. As you can see, painted green. That's not rubberized, that is just plastic. Again, a basic simple tool, and it has this simple adjustment here, this nut that you can turn to loosen off the blade. And again, a pretty useful simple tool. So now let's look at the bottom section of the lid, which holds some sockets, a little socket wrench, a hammer, there's an adjustable spanner, some attachments for the socket wrench, and a tape measure. Let's start off with the tape measure. It's a 5 meter tape measure, plastic body, it's got nice rubberized grip around the edge, Parkside branding. It's got a lock here, so you can pull the measure out and lock it like a permanent lock, nice and stiff because it's new. Or it's got a button lock underneath, so you can push that and temporarily hold it and then let go. It has a belt clip on the back here. Nicely made tape measure. Imperial and metric measurements on this tape measure. All in all, a nice little 5 meter tape measure. Next we've got this adjustable spanner. Very small, simple, basic little Parkside adjustable spanner. Nice and easy to adjust. Adjusts to about 20mm down to 0. Very useful little tool to have in your toolbox. But again, quite a simple basic tool. So along here we've got all of the socket attachments. The biggest one is 18mm and the smallest one is 4mm. Nice selection here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17 different sizes there. They've all got a nice brushed look. They look quite well made. And then the little socket wrench itself. Nice handle, rubberized, and this brushed sort of matte metal, which looks good. Backwards and forwards, and a nice sound. Here is the hammer. Pretty simple little hammer. Flat end and a pointed end. Quite useful for DIY and woodworking. And again, it's got a nice rubberized handle on it. Good hole here to hang it on a wall if you want to. I like the black finish. Not too big, not too small. And then you've got these accessories for the socket wrench. So now let's take a look at the first slide out tray. We have instructions for the electric cordless screwdriver. Here it is, and the model is PWBMA1. It has lights on the front, 2 LEDs, nice rubberized on button. It's got a lock to lock the trigger and then reverse and forward. and it tells you when you're going forward or when you're going in reverse. That's nice. Protected all over with more rubber, so if you drop it, it should be okay. And the USB-C connection is down here at the bottom. It has the USB charging cable here as well, and then all of these accessories will fit straight into the end of the cordless screwdriver. And there's also a standard screwdriver here, also for the bits. Nice and rubberized, matte steel finish, and it has that standard end. And the end is magnetized. As you can see, there are loads of attachments here for both of the screwdrivers, so you're covered for most projects. A good selection of bits there. This is a 4-volt electric screwdriver. Lights are quite bright, that's nice when you're working. Great for assembling maybe some flat pack furniture, that sort of thing. So now let's look at the bottom tray, which has some more screwdrivers and 2 sets of pliers. But the final drawer, it just has a selection of screwdrivers and 2 sets of pliers. Here is like an electrical testing type screwdriver, and then there's 2 flathead screwdrivers and a standard Phillips head screwdriver with quite a long shaft on it. And here are the pliers. You've got some like wire cutting type pliers, both with nice rubberized grips, and they're not big and they're not small, they're sort of in the middle. And then there's some like long nose pliers, again with like a wire cutting feature. So for the inserts, in the trays, they're removable. As I say, they're very nice, well made, solid inserts. They don't even have any flex in them, which is nice. So you could take this out of the case, move it around with you when you're working, and then put it back in. Or if you didn't want to use the toolbox for this, you could still put your own stuff in here and change it that way. But the inserts fit nicely. Again with this one, all your screwdriver bits there, nice rigid case, and the drawers are really smooth. They close really smoothly. The top locks down really easily, and then everything is locked in position, ready for transport. Okay, so that is about it then for this video. So all in all, I think it's a pretty good deal. Obviously, let me know what you think in the comments, if you think it's a deal or not. But I think for somebody getting into DIY, or somebody that just wants a toolbox with pretty much all of the basics that you need for doing general DIY jobs, I think it's great. The case seems to be pretty well made. I like the drawers, they slide nice and softly. It's got these plastic inserts that are nice and strong. I think it's generally well thought out, and when you shut it all down, everything locks together and the drawers don't come out. So I think it's a pretty good toolkit for the money. So please let me know what you think. If you did find this video useful, please remember to like and also consider subscribing for more DIY related videos. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.